Live NFL trivia every Tuesday night on Twitch at 10 p.m. Eastern. Come show off your football knowledge and have a chance to win cash prizes. Check the link in the description to find out more. And now, on with our feature presentation. There are roughly 25,000 people who have played in the NFL. Out of the tens of millions of people who have played football, only a select few have made it to football's biggest stage on Sundays. Some of these players have Hall of Fame careers and are remembered as the all-time greats. Some of these players don't even make it 1 year. And then there's an interesting group of people. These are the players that come into the league, score one touchdown and one touchdown only, and then do nothing again. This series is a celebration of those players. The players that found the end zone once and then disappeared. Welcome to today's installment of the One Touchdown Club. In 1991, the Detroit Lions were looking to upgrade at wide receiver. To show just how dire their situation was at the position, there were 4 players on the roster who had at least 3 receiving touchdowns in 1990. One of them was Barry Sanders. 2 of them, Richard Johnson and Terry Greer, would never play in the NFL again after that season. Robert Clark was about the only thing they had going for them at the position. They knew that if they wanted Andre Ware, their first-round pick, to have any shot at succeeding, that they needed to surround him with weapons. And that's exactly what the Lions tried to do. In the first round, they chose wide receiver Herman Moore. Safe to say that this pick was a home run for them, as he is one of the Hall of Very Good receivers. Moore played 11 seasons with the Lions, recording 670 receptions for 9,174 yards and 62 touchdowns. He made it to 4 straight Pro Bowls from 1994 to 97, and led the league in receptions in both 1995 and 1997. But the Lions thought this wasn't enough, so they doubled down at the position with their very next pick. And in the third round, Detroit chose a wide receiver out of UTEP by the name of Reggie Barrett. Barrett had a really solid career with the Miners. When he left, he was second in school history with 153 receptions for 2,558 yards, and he was tied for first with 19 receiving touchdowns. But he didn't do much in the NFL. He didn't have a catch in all of 1991, playing in just 2 games. He was placed on IR at one point in 1992, was traded to the Seahawks in 1994 for a 5th-round pick, and did nothing with Seattle after getting hurt in a preseason game. When all was said and done, Barrett had 4 catches in his career for 67 yards. That was it. But he saved the best for last, because his last catch was a touchdown. On December 13, 1992, his first game back after being activated off of IR, Barrett caught this 19-yard touchdown pass from Andre Ware to give the Lions a 21-0 lead in the third quarter. Detroit would win the game 24-14, snapping a 5-game home losing streak at the Silverdome. And for Barrett, he'll always have this one play. Reggie Barrett, welcome to the One Touchdown Club. When Miami was dominating the college football landscape in the early 90s, you hear about the usual suspects like Craig Erickson, Heisman winner Gino Torretta, and wide receiver Randall Hill, who I made a video about a while ago. Check that out in the upper right corner. But one name that flies under the radar is tight end Coleman Bell. By the time 1992 rolled around, he had established himself as one of the top tight ends in college football, and finished inside the top 10 in the Big East that year in receptions, receiving yards, and yards per catch. But when the 1993 NFL Draft rolled around, there were 13 tight ends who got drafted, and Bell was not one of them. He signed as an undrafted free agent with the Dolphins, looking for an opportunity to play in the city where he played his college ball. But that never came, as he got released. He stuck on Dallas's practice squad in 1994, but got released midway through the season. He finally got his shot on an NFL roster, though, when he played the 1995 season with Washington. During the 1995 season, Bell didn't do a whole lot. He had 14 receptions for 166 yards, and over the final 6 games of the season, did not make a single catch. But his best game as a pro came on October 15, 1995, when Washington traveled down to Tempe to take on the Arizona Cardinals. In what would amount to a 24-20 loss, Bell had a career-best day in receptions and yards, when he had 3 receptions for 42 yards. And one of those receptions was this one right here. It's a 29-yard touchdown catch courtesy of Gus Frerotte that gave Washington a 20-17 lead in the third quarter. Bell just rolled into the end zone here, untouched. Bell would never score another touchdown again, and would never play in another NFL game after that 1995 season. But he'll always have this one play. Coleman Bell, welcome to the One Touchdown Club. The story of Joe Aska is a particularly fascinating one. Just the fact that Aska even made it into the NFL is an accomplishment in itself. Aska was born in the US Virgin Islands and was blind in one eye. He went to the University of Central Oklahoma, where he had 15 touchdowns and 1,629 yards as a junior. Still, since he wasn't a Division I player, his odds of making it into the league were a long shot. That all changed on Christmas Day 1994, when Aska played in the blue-gray game and showed off his skills to scouts across the country. After not getting to start that game and not playing to start it off, once he got on the field, he was a force to be reckoned with, rushing for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns, and picking up another 18-yard reception and 46-yard kickoff return. Said Aska after the game, "I was trying to do my best and show the scouts what they wanted to see. The main thing I wanted them to see was I could step up and play at the next level. I think I showed them that I can." Before I even tell you what team drafted him, if I told you that he won the state titles in Oklahoma in the 100-meter and 200-meter dash, what would your gut instinct tell you as to what team chose him? It's not a trick question, you're right, it's the Oakland Raiders. They spent a third-round pick on him that year. Aska sat out for much of his rookie season in 1995, but came back in 96, though he was buried on the depth chart behind Napoleon Kaufman and Harvey Williams. But then Williams picked up an injury, and Aska had a chance to shine. And shine he did. He had 86 rushing yards on 13 carries against the Bears in a 19-17 loss, and then the following week against the Jets, had his big breakout game. On October 6, 1996, the Raiders pummeled the lowly Jets 34-13. Aska had 21 carries for 136 yards, with his last carry being his best. With the Raiders trying to run out the clock up by 14 with 3 minutes left, Aska went ahead and busted out a 30-yard touchdown to put the nail in the coffin. It all went downhill from there. Aska had just 68 more rushing yards for the rest of his career on just over 2 yards per carry. He never got another carry after the 1997 season and spent some time in the XFL with the New York, New Jersey Hitmen. But he'll always have this one incredible touchdown run right here. Joe Aska, welcome to the One Touchdown Club. That's going to conclude today's episode of the One Touchdown Club. If you like this series and want to see more of it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe as it helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out Twitch every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern for your chance to play NFL trivia and win cash prizes. Link in the description below. Also, special thanks to all of our Patreon supporters for helping out the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. So you can become a patron and request future video topics in the description below.